All right, while they're doing that, we're going to start. Let's get this party started. It's very loud. It doesn't have to be close to my face. That's great. All right, so this is SecDSM. If you're not here for SecDSM, I guess just stay anyways, and I apologize in advance for anything you may see or hear or experience while you're here. We are rated R within the bounds of our code of conduct. We'll talk about the code of conduct more later, but that means you can say things like the fuck word if you want. I apologize to people that may be listening on the phone indirectly to me saying that, but anyway, all right, here's our agenda.
Wait, real quick, can everyone outside of the lobby hear us? And if you want,
No,
they can't hear us out there?
Turn it off now.
Oh, okay.
It was just on to tell them to come in here.
Oh, did you tell them?
Yeah.
Oh, no one just wants to be in here.
Yeah,
Okay.
nobody wants to.
Never mind.
You wanted to go in the back?
What?
You wanted to go out there?
No. No. I was just gonna tell people. Do we want to tell people? I mean, normally we have more than 6 people. Did you? Yeah. I didn't hear you.
Yeah, you waved. We said if you can hear us wave, you waved.
Yeah, I waved. We can keep going. I don't care.
Go for it.
All right, tonight's agenda. The 101, which is happening right now, by the way. News with James Beal right afterwards.
At what time?
Why did you... I did not go to the military. I don't know. At 6:35, 7:35, 8... UTC.
Double lot 35. Double lot 35.
I've had too many drinks for this. The news is right after this. And then I'm giving a talk at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. 1 UTC. And then Jared Breeze is giving one right after me, which should be 7:10, but I'll try to squeeze it in 10 minutes. And then after that, you don't have to go, or sorry, we'll hang out here till like what, 10? I always forget the time. 10 o'clock? 9. 3 UTC. And then you don't have to go home. You can't stay here. We usually go to Star Bar. Are we doing that again tonight? Craig shrugged, but he's going to be there. Craig shrugged, but he will be there. Housekeeping. Back there, where everyone seems to be right now, is the pizza, the talking area, which is great because they're probably back there talking. And there's a bathroom back there, and the bar. Tip bartenders if you get the chance to. We have an open tab tonight. And up here, speaking area. Do not touch this equipment. Any of this equipment, do not touch it. Completely off, like do not touch it. You will be kicked out. There's bathrooms over here if you can see me pointing. And am I missing anything? Sponsors are all the way back in the corner, back by the windows over there. Be sure to stop by, yeah. They opened a tab, they sponsored us.
The new stickers are there.
The new stickers are there. You take over for a second, because you never.
It's always this one. Why do I always get this one? We straight stole this from SecKC. The idea is to challenge ideas and not people, which means when I embody this, that Arden and I can have a polite disagreement, even a not so polite disagreement. But at the end of the day, it's not necessarily me arguing Arden as a person, but it's his idea. And we believe that through mutual understanding that an argument and disagreement can lead to beneficial knowledge sharing amongst everyone, that's a pretty healthy environment to have. So that's how I embody challenge ideas and not people. And we suggest and actually kind of require that you do the same. Do you want me to keep on going? Sweet. So code of conduct, we have one. It is enforced. It more or less says, don't be rude to people. Make sure that this is a welcoming environment for everyone. If you are in violation of our code of conduct, we will ban you, and you won't be welcome at our events. If you have any questions or problems, please hit us up. The 3 board members are here. You can hit us up on Discord or at admins@secdsm.org. For real, we take our code of conduct pretty seriously. We want it to be a welcoming environment. This is the warning. There won't be any more. Bar staff. So in the past, sometimes we've had a little bit of a problem with people being able to control their consumption. And so we do rely on our bar staff in order to cut you off when it's the appropriate time. Iowa law prevents them from over-serving you, so if you're cut off, you're cut off, and if you make a scene out of it, you're going to be, asked to leave. And I think the next one is our Uber voucher. So if you are asked to leave, please don't drive home. Take an Uber voucher instead, and we will pay to send your drunken ass home. Yeah.
The Uber vouchers go till noon tomorrow. So if you showed up with a car, you accidentally got too drunk, you can come back and pick up your car tomorrow.
Yeah. Thank you for that addition. That was a sweet ad recommended by one of our, Uber voucher users. I don't know. Okay, so there are 3 board members. Myself, Craig, and Colin are here. If you have any questions or suggestions, please let us know. Our volunteers, thank you very much for continually volunteering and making SecDS happen. James with the news, Jared with the AV, Jake on CTFs, and Matthew, our recent addition to our AV team. Ways that you can help. I'm just going to keep on rolling if no one's got. Okay, sweet. Ways that you can help. We always need speakers. In fact, we have no speakers for January. So if you guys don't come up with something to present or share, I'm going to come up with something, and it's going to suck. So I guarantee you, whatever you have in your mind, it's going to suck. Whatever you have in mind is going to be better than what I have in mind. So do everyone a favor and submit your suggestions.
I'm going to cut him off. I want him to do a talk, but we might have something lined up next month.
Oh.
You remember?
Yeah.
Okay.
But there's nothing there, right? I mean, yeah. All right, cool. So shout out to our friends. These are community sponsors that help us by buying a bunch of alcohol. That's how you can support us. So we work a deal with Foundry where more or less any bottle sold is like a 1-for-1 deal on our venue rental. And so these people have contributed towards that significantly. Tonight, here's our transparency report. We always like to do this so that way you know who's paying and making this event happen. So the space, SecDSM, and you, like I said, we're 1-for-1 on those bottles. The food, the Casey's Pizza, that's provided by us. Drinks, Semperis, the sponsor, did open a tab, so the drinks are on them. Be sure to stop by and say thank you. Every month I try to get Open Collective updated. This is where if you have any questions about how we're spending our money, you can go see it, which I think is pretty cool. You want to call me out on how I spent my money last month? Spent my money. Whoops. Spent SecDSM's money, then you can go to our Open Collective /SecDSM and see it all right there. I will let you know I was trying to balance this today. I was off by $13.37. I kid you not. I don't know why it came out to that. But I'm trying to track down where that $13 is. So that's how seriously I take it. And I'm really proud to be able to operate in such a transparent mode. Yes. Yes, I apologize to the board for all of the emails. I don't think we have a mini CTF. We did not have a mini CTF this month, so if you are interested in doing one, please contact or throw something out on the CTF channel on Discord. Lots of upcoming events. Does someone else want to take this?
I'll talk to
Sweet, thanks.
I think this got fluffed up because I was asking, because with the new full-time position, I'm being told to pick some of these. So if you guys want to or are knowing that you're going to one of these cons, speak up. These are kind of like the next year of cons that people commonly go to. If you know about some that you're going to, even if they're in another country, if you're going to them, throw it up here. Maybe someone else wants to go. But these are the nearby ones or the accessible ones, I think, that the list that we've came up with recently. I'm not even going to talk about Slack anymore. I don't know why that's still there. We've been off Slack for like 2 years. This is the QR code to Discord, or it's just discord.gg/SecDSM. Yeah, or just go to our website. It's the invites are on the website. And then next is the news with James Beal.
I'm normally so quiet. Do I have to yell for this? Yeah, this will work. How's everybody doing? Good. Yeah. Obviously, certain board members have been drinking on the tab already. Splunk's fault? Okay, that's a story. All right. News quick. This one's fun. So, Privacy for Cars is an outfit that actually put out this app to scan your automobile. So if you weren't aware of it, cars track a lot of your data. So if you're using, CarPlay and that type of thing, there is a lot of information in there. And it's been discovered, not surprisingly, that a ton of your information is getting saved. So there's a lot of cars that are using CarPlay, new ones, all the way back. I think when I looked at this report, they were looking at like 2012, 2013 automobiles. We're storing things like every text message you've ever sent in your car. So if you care about that, this organization is a nonprofit. They put this free app out there. You can hook it up to your car and delete all that information. It is obviously just retroactive, not proactive. So anything else that you store out there after you run the app, you'll have to wipe again. Their big suggestion was, obviously, if you're going to trade in your car and lease or turn around and sell your car, but rental cars as well. So everybody grabs rental cars and hooks up their phone now with the app because it's super easy. And remember, the rental car company will have those. And they did a study, and as part of this, they looked into it, and there's a ton of information out there in rental cars and cars that have been sold. So if you're getting rid of your automobile, I would definitely turn around and get rid of the data that's on it. Next, so we all heard about MGM a couple months ago. They got popped, along with, what other casino was it? Was it Caesars? Who else got popped? Was it Caesars and MGM? Yeah, so their idea, apparently, is their cyber insurance is just going to pay the $100 million. So if you wonder why it's hard to get cyber insurance next year, it would be because MGM decided they needed to have $100 million. This is supposedly pending, and the payment hasn't been made. The other big payments we've seen in the past, a lot of them have been argued against as of acts of war and things like that. So it'll be interesting to see how this turns out. But they're essentially, MGM's claiming it was over $100 million to recover from the mess that they had. And then they're also facing 2 class action litigation lawsuits. So that will be pending from customers because people were locked out of their room. If you weren't aware, MGM got hacked so bad that room keys didn't work. People were getting events canceled, things like that. So it's also interesting that the investment bank that's involved with MGM turned around, and their response to this is, oh, it's just part of doing business. So we'll see how that works out for them. And then I got a couple stories in here about AI, because AI has blown up so big in the last couple months. This is actually really cool. So VirusTotal put a story out there. They actually analyzed hundreds of thousands of samples of malware samples that VirusTotal has with AI, and figured out that AI is boosting over 70% detection on malicious scripts versus traditional techniques or an analyst themselves, and especially over 300% traditional techniques. So we are getting to the point where these AI agents are useful, and this is one of those cases where it's actually doing a lot of work and helping. Malware analysts, I don't think, because of the demand, are really all that concerned about the job market, but this is going to be a force multiplier. It isn't going to be something that replaces people's jobs, which is what VirusTotal is calling out here, just pretty amazing. And then this one's pretty neat. So if you played around with ChatGPT or any of the GPTs out there, OpenAI just had a conference a couple weeks ago and released a whole bunch of GPT bots. This is one that was built off of that. This guy calls it, you should look up this article, it's the title of that name in there, from SecRadar, pulled this out, but this guy is actually using GPT to write a virus. So they have programs and pieces in place on these LLMs. You can't get OpenAI, ChatGPT, or Google Bard, or these other services to write a virus for you. But this guy figured out if you actually turn around and write in natural language and use natural language processing and the OpenAI, or the OpenAI's API, you can turn around and write a virus in natural language that GPT will build. So this is an example of it. I know this is one of those lovely presentations where you can't read jack squat on there, but this is a screenshot from the SecRadar piece. If you go look at this, or if you can read this here, he's actually written the API, or the Python code, to turn around and import OpenAI's API. And then each one of those prompts underneath there is just a prompts list of write this. So the first one is like, write a Python function with get files that returns this list file. So he has broken the code into pieces so that he can use natural language to write a virus, and it completely works. So it's really cool research. And then last, in the example of phishing and insider threats. This guy turned around and worked for Motorola and turned around after he got fired and phished a bunch of his ex-coworkers. He actually got them to turn around and click on this app that looked like it was asking for login credentials to the internal app. The funny part of this is after he perpetrated this and got in trouble for it, they also discovered that while he was out on conditional release, he applied for a passport, giving a false name, a false date of birth, but actually put in a real photograph of himself, and then followed that up with by turning around and sending a note to the senator of his state claiming that he needed his passport updated quickly so that he could travel. He got busted for that. So he's facing 20 years for the phishing incident, or I think it's 10 years for the phishing and criminal activity against the CFAA, and 20 years for illegally applying for a passport. So if you're going to commit insider threat, don't apply for a passport on top of it with illegal information, because apparently they care about that more than phishing your employees. That is it for the news. We always like to throw this out there for job openings. Tends to pick up this time of year. Is anyone interested in coming up, letting us know about who you are, where you work, and what you're looking for? Surprise.
Yeah. Hello, Micah Green. I work for Principal, as you can probably tell from my shirt. I have a job opening for information security engineer that is posted on our site. So please reach out to me or apply online. Thank you.
What are they doing?
For the job posting, it's going to involve a lot of signature writing for compliance analysis, and then a lot of evaluation of architecture risk assessments, which if you go back on the presentation I gave, I think last year, I talk about what the position looks like. So, thanks.
And that should be on our YouTube channel. Unless you said no. Did you tell us we could post it? All right, that's public. Anybody else? Going once? Going twice? No? All right. We'll wrap up the 101. Oh, go ahead. Come on up.
My name is Lucas Shafroth. I am currently in the market for a job. I'm definitely interested in the security engineer position. I've got a broad technical background. I've worked for the Army for almost 13 years. I've worked for 2 different mortgage companies, both with Home Services of America and their operating companies. Mostly working with the governance risk compliance side, but I've done some phishing and a little bit of incident response as well. Looking to get my feet wet, try to get something more on the engineer side. So that's all I got.
Perfect.
First time here at DSM. Thanks.
Thanks for coming up as a guinea pig. Anybody got questions for him right now on the mic before he leaves? No? All right, fine. All right. That's it for the SecDSM 101. We'll give everybody 5-10 minutes. Who's going first? Is Colin going first? All right. He'll probably need 10 minutes. We'll call it a 10-minute break. We'll see everybody back here. Go get a drink on. Say hi to the sponsor.